Lipstick.
Well, all right. Looks like we're live. Looks like we're good to go. Tonight's thing kind of has a purpose. I'm going to do this as a bit of a tutorial. I'm going to throw a little thing together. Just, what is this? Oh, that's the thing. Never mind. Just as a kind of a starting point, and then at some point I'm going to kind of go through why or how I do what I do in here. Some of these are very unnecessary. That one's okay. That, don't need that, or that. So I threw a sample into Mimic, and I'm gonna divide it up into slices here, so that now it should be nothing. Why nothing? Octave. That one doesn't need to be there because that's just dividing up the beginning. Let's move that guy pretty close. Imagine being paid. Hey, come into the studio and say this. What is that? I don't know. It's just syllables. Just say it. Okay. Hey, Jojo. So, then the question is, well, how do we get this stuff to play automatically? One of my favorite go-tos is the evolution. But there are other ways, and there's quite a few. But I'll start with that. Evolution is an aftermarket player made by Electric Panda. So essentially, first of all you select your notes. So what we're going to want is a chromatic scale. So we want all of these to be possible notes, but we want it to go from C1 to D2 because that's the only notes that are in this particular sample. Then you can adjust that to the range of whatever kind of a part you want to do. How many steps? Let's crank it up. So now we look at like the rhythms and stuff. So the rhythms all come from a grid, and depending on how you do this, so like if I put all of these at 1, then what you have are 3 rows where it's only selecting 1 from each row at any given time, sort of like randomly. It depends on the mode that you choose. So you can do interference between those 3, a square or the cube, or randomize them. The weird stuff starts to happen, though, is when you put these at different places, like that. And then you have density. So if you turn it up to 100%, it's going to play on every single step no matter what. And as you turn it down, you start getting less and less. But these notes are randomly generated. So if we just hit play, with a click, so it's just playing through random vocal noises. And then if you hit the seed again, it'll change everything about it, basically. That one makes me a little uncomfortable. It's interesting. Yeah, I know. This is strictly going to be a background noise, though, to be honest, through lots of delay and, weirdness, at the very least, those guys. So honestly, we can just sort of put that aside and just let it do its thing. So let me grab like a bass line or something. Let's make a bass part using, oh, come on, who am I kidding here? We'll use some Legend because it's my favorite bass synth ever. I just like it so much. I like it a lot. And I'm going to use the bassline generator. Yes, this is a thing of mystery. This puzzles me in one way, which is how do you select the scale that you're using? And I've thought about this more and more, and I started to realize that it really kind of doesn't matter for the most part. Because honestly, most bass lines are staying away from the third of the chord. And if you want to make sure that it doesn't do that, you can turn up this minorness dial, which is just an odd thing. So we select the root note, and let's make it like how about like A flat? A flat's a nice key. So we can crank up the range. We can change the length. And this is where the real interesting stuff happens. So this is variation possibilities of note length and velocity. So velocity is okay. Note length is nice. And then there's like the on beat, off beat, like percentage or like. Hey, what's up, Yvonne? So this thing is really interesting. I really dig this. Let's make ourselves a sound, though. Yeah, you and me both. It's been a... Yeah, I don't have to work tomorrow, thankfully. So that's kind of a saving grace. So then we got a little minor thing going here. So we haven't kicked in the minorness yet. It probably turned the 7th to like a flat 7 instead of a major 7, if it ever plays that. The other option would be to like run this through a scales and chords or something, just to double check, but it's not necessary really, as long as you set your root note and stuff. I'm going to keep this open because I think I'm going to go back and forth to it quite a few times. But I'm going to make that bass sound just a tad bit more interesting. Throw an LFO in the filter. So then we've got like this guy. Let's do this, but let's just mute those guys for now. Manually. I'm just gonna make a really basic, just a sine wave or a triangle wave, and let's throw an evolution on there. So we're like A flat minor is our key. So what we can do here, first of all, obviously, is set the key. Let's put it in a minor pentatonic. I'm going to crank up the steps. And this thing is neat too, because you can have it split the notes and like double speed or quadruple. So like you can see really carefully, this one is divided up into 4. And then the larger chunks like this that we have, the more chances there are, because then the notes are longer and so on. So this is going to go. But let's do this and crank up the range here. Just like ultra basic here. This is going to be all in, the effects that we use. we got something going here. So let's at least get a kick drum. How about? So one trick I found is set up a beat map just for your kick drum and just turn everything else down. So just like let it only play one thing, just a kick drum part. Like that's all it's going to do. And then you can do cool stuff with this. Like, okay, so the pattern's going to change depending on how you move it around the map and what map you select. So if we wanted kind of more like this kind of stuff, try 4 on the floor. I don't know, maybe this would be cool. And so as you move it around, like the rhythm, I'll throw a click on there too. All right, so then if we move this, we got different patterns. But, so if we route an LFO to the XY coordinates on here, and then just kind of have it like move around kind of randomly, like put it at a really slow rate, one of them a little bit different, crank the levels up, and then just like let it rip. Hey, John, what's happening? So then, like, just using this for the kick drum is kind of a nifty thing. Speaking of which, though, let's actually get a kick drum that I like. Yeah, it was weirdly nice today. Alright, so then what I want to do is I'm going to copy the patch from that, and then I'm going to grab another, I don't know, what should we use? Let's use a, you know what I haven't used like almost ever is a brake tweaker. I have this. I've never used it hardly. Maybe once. So will this work if we then take a beat map, throw it in there, paste the patch, splork, there we go, and then just hit go? Oh, except... And we can just turn the kick drum off completely here. And then combine them. Alright, so now let's set up an AutoPad 2021 model. Let's find a nice, like, digital FM sounding swishy thing. Where would you get a digital sounding FME, maybe swishy thing? Probably a lot of places, but this is a place that I don't go to very often. Giant red face, go away, I hate you. It's not exactly what I was listening for here. It's a little more like it. Okay. So what I want to do is take take one of these oscillators in here and maybe bring it up a fifth. If I can figure out how to do that. What are we using here? Okay. 1, 2, 3. So essentially, okay, so here's our fine. Let's take 3 and bring the semitones up to a fifth. I don't really hear that doing anything. Let's leave it for now. Let's set up a player for it. And I'm going to go back to my evolution guy here. But what I'm going to do is massively slow it down. Like I guess a measure of 4/4 on each one. And then let's set this to G sharp. And actually F sharp. So I only want it to play that guy and that guy and that guy. AutoPad 2000. Exactly. I am curious if anybody is on Facebook watching this. Restream has improved their Facebook interface. Oh yeah, sorry. First of all, is it even working? I didn't even check and see if it's actually working. Oh yeah, it is working. Okay. It looks pretty good too. It's like they got frame rate issues sorted. I don't think anybody's on there though, but whatever, that's fine. Just curious if the chat works. Know what I mean? Oh, I should have these guys muted. Metaverse. Come on. Like, does anybody even know what that's supposed to be? Like, he just talks about it, and everybody talks about it. Do we know what it is? No one knows what it is. No one can tell you what the metaverse is. Not even Zuckerberg. Zuck, you nut. You know what would be kind of cool? Would be to do this. Here, copy patch. All right. And then set up like a soaring lead sound that just kind of hangs over the top of that pad, plays the same notes. Paste patch, splort. Okay. So then, theoretically, these two should be completely matching if I hit go. Yeah. That's beautiful. Okay, so let's make this sound non-sucky. I love the diode ladder filter in this synth. It's so nice. It's just so juicy. You want a vocoder? Well... when you start using the resonance on this thing, and it's so nice. You can just dial in frequencies, like use a ladder filter, turn up the resonance if you don't want as much bass in your sound. Like it's just, a regular low pass 4-pole won't do that as much, or a Salon key. See, turn up the resonance, it doesn't cut the bass. It just gives it that sizzle. Let's put a little tiny bit of LFO on the cutoff frequency. I don't want this to sync though. Let's just make it real slow. Oh, you know what would be cool is to vocode this with that vocal sample that I have playing. Brandon, what's up? Now that would be fun. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so the concept is we have, let's move these closer together because that's going to annoy me. We have this and we have this, which is just weird. What we need to do is turn up the density on this, though, so that it plays much more often. The second thing we're going to have to do is listen to this uncomfortable sample for a little while. No, we're going to have to compress the crap out of this thing. Because you need your vocal sample to be consistent, like really consistent. In fact, I can compress it at the source. So it's just weird vocal impulses coming from there now. Okay. Vocoder. I like the way you think. So let's do that, and then we'll throw a vocoder in there. So this is going to be like outputs are going to go into our no, not at all. Our carrier input left and right. And then the outputs are going to go into that guy. All right. And then we're going to go parallel out, just one. And we're going to go modulator input, like so. That should work. It also should work if I just turned this down all the way. See, it's still getting a signal there. And it should be working. It is. Might not need it. See, I don't really hear it as an issue right now. Oh yeah, we'll definitely put some delay in there. What I was just thinking though, what I would like to do is actually run this back into. Let's grab a splitter and we'll throw an audio splitter in there, and then we'll basically take these outputs. No, wrong one. I want to split, not merge. We're actually gonna bring that to. Oh heck, can I even do this? Yeah, what I need to do is completely circumvent this thing. Okay, and then this guy needs to go to the carrier there. But the problem is that now it's bypassing that. Oh, son of a. Okay, I'm going to have to completely redo this whole frickin' thing. Output left, input left, that guy. We just need a mono signal. All right, so now it's hitting the compressor and it's going direct into the vocoder. But what we want to do is bring the vocoded signal back in to that channel. Did it hook up stereo? I don't think it did. Why do that? Oh, did I just put it in the wrong place and I confused it? Yeah, I think so. Okay. All right, so now this isn't doing anything. Oh, there it is. This is a really complicated way of doing this. So then you can go in and you can cut out certain things that are annoying. Now, the thing is, I also want the original sound of the synth to do the thing, because I don't. How can we do that? Oh, actually, that's pretty easy. We just do this. We just, instead of carrier input coming directly from there, we take the parallel out from that mix channel. And then we should get both. And then here's the vocoder version. All right, so that's successful. They're both part of the AutoPad 2022 model. So what we should do is color them, right? We should color them the same so that we know. And now we know. Where were we? I have a fun idea. Let's, Ooh, this would be weird. I had a second fun idea, which was instead of using a synth or something, use like a solo violin, like that one. And then, our good old friend. Okay, but what I want to do is, two beats per step. Okay, but turn the density way down. And then bring this guy up to like there. But we're going to go G sharp, minor pentatonic, but we're going to turn the split up like all the way so that every once in a while it just plays like some funky weird melody thing. This is probably not going to work right away. Yeah, this is not going to work. This is not going to work the way I thought it would. Kind of works. Okay, that is weird. And how do the keys feel? Mod wheel input. Let's throw an LFO on there. Yeah, I need to take pictures. I think I'm going to sell my Sub Fatty and maybe a couple other pieces that I don't use much, and see what I can get for them and capitalize that into something else. I don't know what though. Okay, so now we're talking a little bit better here. Because the LFO is doing its LFO thing. Does this have a smooth sample and hold? No, it doesn't. Yeah, possibly more Eurorack modules. That is very, very true. And probably a good idea. I have the ensemble oscillator. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a weird module. It's really hard to keep it from just sounding like a pipe organ. Still want to split off and make a second rack. I've got those 2 rack brood cases I could fill with stuff, which would be ridiculous. We never did is set up an LFO on this beat map. We should do that. Come on, quit missing. All from my control or mute stuff at will. that is the vibe. Done. All right. Well, that was fun. What are you doing? You're still playing. Stop it. Okay, cool. So anyways, that's one way to use generative stuff. Like, I like playing live along with jams like that. There's no structure or anything. It's just a simple chord like the whole time. So, and if you design your bass line, you could probably get away with going to like the flat 6 chord and a minor chord. Like, that's a pretty standard thing. Or 1 to 5, 1 to 4, like just back and forth. Easy stuff to do, but you know, it takes a little bit of a music theory brain, I gotta say. Like, a lot of people, you know, I know would have a hard time doing stuff like this, just conceptualizing it. So, you know, study your music theory, people. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna hit the road. So, thanks for joining me, and take it easy. Probably, I think I got to do a modular stream soon, probably tomorrow, maybe during the day, though. So,